Hey, I am doing a down and dirty eye tutorial today, just to give you an overview of how to go about drawing eyes and going a little bit beyond those almond shapes that beginners tend to symbolize and put into their drawings. So drawing eyes is a very complex form, and you got to be real careful and observe carefully all the nuances that go into the eyes and the structure of the eyelids and the surface qualities of the eye. So let's get started. All right, so the eye starts out essentially, you're talking a circle, right? So that is going to be the basis for everything that you're going to do. And since it's a sphere, it has tone, it has all of that value range that a sphere would have. All right. All right. The trick with eyes is knowing where and how to build that eyelid around it. So we're going to catch the side of this eye right over here. It's a pretty good portion of it, right? And we're going to wrap the lower portion of the upper eyelid up and around this form. It comes right down into here. All right. And then the lower portion of the eye comes right around here, and you're seeing right there the upper part of the lower eyelid, and then it's going to kind of bend and come around and head to that corner of the eye right there. All right. And then with those two shapes applied to the surface of that sphere, we can establish real quick where the pupil is going to be right in here. So all right, now we have a good sense of the form that's happening on the eye. We also know that the upper eyelid will cast a shadow on the surface of the eyeball. All right, and then we can come in and start working and finding the lower eyelid, and it transitions from an edge into tone right around in here. Plus there's eyelashes coming in. All right, and we have the lower poofy part of the eye, the eyelid, lower eyelid. All right, upper eyelid, come around. Okay, we got some depth and thickness to it, so I'm just going to block it in as shape. It's going to come around. All right, and then we'll have the upper eyelid, and it comes down around and meets up with where the nose is. All right, so I think we have really some of the structural parts already figured out. I'm going to flatten that out just a little bit. There we go. And we have the edge of the nose happening right there. All right, and then we have right next to the brow, we have the edge of the face right there. Comes down, cheekbone right there. All right. So we have tonal range, and I'll start adding some value into this in just a second. I'm just blocking things in where I want them. All right, there's a nice highlight on that eye right there. Okay, and we have comes up into the eyebrow right up in here. All right. All right, now we can start coming after density, contrast, details. All right. I want to get that really dense, dark upper eyelid. It's going to come around. Okay. And we're going to get the thickness of the outer portion of the eye right in here, and get the pupil. Okay, so getting some of the texture into the pupil, getting that density, that shadow that happens, goes off into the corner. Okay. And again, the eyelid. This is essentially, you got to think of this as there's the wrapping that happens. Goes around like this, right? All right. And then we're going to have eyelashes coming in. We've got eyelashes down here, coming around. All right. Comes clear around. Because that was wrapping around that eye. Okay. Yeah, I want to get a little more value. Shadow. I'll keep working on the eyelashes. I'm going to get some more. All right. So that definitely the process in drawing an eye. All right, so look for these intricate shapes, how they wrap around the eye. Look for the textures in the eye. I didn't get that quite right. I'm going to drop that right down, like right there. There we go. And then there we go. Just keep working it, bringing it up. And we have a very nice disembodied eyeball right there. All right, that's an eyeball. Here we go. I'm going to do a real fast observed eyeball and see how it turns out. Got a nice orb shape right there. And I'm going to go ahead and get this shape happening. All right. We're going to definitely have the eyeball happening right there. All right, and then it's going to come right around and then up like that. All right, and then the whole pupil's about right in here. He goes clear down to the bottom and clear up to the top of the eye, right like that. And we have the iris right there, and this whole eye, I'll just throw some tone in it. All right, and there we go. Okay, so we also have the eyelashes, and they're coming around in an arc, kind of like that. All right, so I'll just keep popping them in. This is a female eye, so she's got long eyelashes, and they're going to arc around and come around like this and actually go below the eyelid like that. So we'll just keep doing that. They actually start flipping, and then they'll come down and they're in there like that. All right, so it's just tone right now. That's okay. Throw a little more tone overall. All right, and it comes down into this spot right here. All right, and then there's an upper eyelid is going to happen right up in this area, and it's just going to come around like that, and then it's the whole brow right in this area. All right, we have the bag under her eye, and you can see there's that portion that goes right out here like that, and it transitions from an edge into tone as it comes around. All right, looks like a big hot mess, doesn't it? All right, and we have that corner of the eye right in here. And we have some more tone right down there. There we go. And then down here along this edge, we got kind of like this plane right here. Comes right around along that. And we'll soften all of that out in a few minutes. All right. The eyelid also follows the rules of shading on that orb. And then we have the big eyebrow. The eyebrow is going to come right up in here like this. Okay. All right, so we really kind of have the eye kind of structured out. Now I just can come in and really start working up the detail, the structure, and really go after it. And I think in this case, I think if I come after the eyelashes first, that might give me a hand on what I want to do. Okay. All right. There we go. Just getting some values into this. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to really just be bouncing around, trying to catch a range of value. I'm going to get those eyelashes down here. It's very dense as it comes around, right up in here. There we go. Okay. Got a good line right here, comes around. All right. There we go. All right, I'll keep layering in more eyelashes. They get thinner and lighter as they get back over here. There's a slight bulge out right up here, and it comes down, flattens out, comes down, meets up with the eye. And again, there's a nice value range on the surface of the eye itself. There's a lot of tone. Just going to soften that up right in there. This is going to give me a lot to work with when it comes to adding the glisten and the highlights into the surface of the eye. Alright, so there we go. She's kind of got some slight wrinkles right there. I'll get a little more value on the eyelid, and then the underneath side of the brow. Okay. So these are fun. Just practice them. Get a good reference and sit down and work on drawing eyes in various angles. And then we can come in. I'm going to pop a little more highlight right up in here. And even throw a little bit, if I can get it just right. Alright, so we'll just throw a nice highlight right on the surface, maybe even crossing over onto the pupil a little bit. Cool. And we'll just pop a little more of a highlight right over here along this edge. And I'm going to bring this down just a little more. Soften it out. And then I'm going to pick a little more highlights over here. Up here on the upper portion. And right along this edge, if I'm lucky. So there we go. Anyway, that is a fast study on drawing eyes. This is a side, almost 3/4, not quite 3/4 view, but it's not a full 100% side view either. So a little bit in between. I'll throw a little more out here like that. So give it a try, see how it goes. All right, that's an eyeball. If you got any value out of this tutorial, please give me a like and a subscribe. Practice these eyes, get some reference, and look at the nuances. Observe carefully and wrap those eyelids around that eyeball, and you're going to be in business. So, hey, give me a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.